I warn you now, I'm here. I don't think my brain is yet.
It's alright.
I think my brain is still very much upstairs, asleep in bed.
Good morning, world.
Morning, world.
What is going down?
It's such a nice day.
I know, it's a really nice day. I think since the lockdown, I've been told we should stay indoors. The weather has got much nicer.
Well, someone said something really nice the other day. I'm sure a lot of people have said it, but I saw one person say it the other day. That whilst we're all on lockdown, or you know, the planet, like half the planet's on lockdown, some of the planet's on lockdown, whilst the majority of us are self-isolating and not using public transport as much, not using our cars, the planet's healing.
Ah, I like that.
Isn't that nice?
I like that.
So I feel like this is like the planet smiling, going,
Thank you.
thank you.
Yeah. I guess it probably is affecting the planet though. Like, you saw in China, didn't they? That cloud of pollution disappeared, right? Because obviously they were on lockdown.
And I think someone said the canals in Venice were cleaner.
Well, if that's the good thing to come out of Corona, if anything, would be that the planet's in a better position afterwards.
I do think the Thames is unsavable though.
Yeah, I think we'd have to be locked down for about 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, before the tennis.
Before you can see the bottom of the Thames.
My brain.
I bet there's so many secrets and so many dead bodies in the Thames. Can you imagine what's down there?
Have you ever heard of mudlarking?
No.
I was told about it the other day by Mark at work. It's a thing that people do. You can go and do it on the banks, on the South Bank, like, you know, the banks by the River Thames.
Yeah.
You go and like dig through the mud and you can keep whatever you find, but people have found like loads of weird, like Victorian treasures down there. Yeah.
I bet you can find all sorts down there. I wouldn't want to do it.
Would you not?
Not like dive in it.
Oh, not like diving in, no. I'd love to do a bit of mudlarking though.
What I'd love, I don't know if it's still like there, but I'm sure it is, that under the Houses of Parliament, like, or it doesn't, like the sewage and all the you know, where you could get, you know, like you see them in those films.
Like Guy Fawkes?
Yeah.
Right.
And it's all like that, they go, let's go, and it's like in the 1500s or whatever, and they're like, let's go below Parliament, and they're like, in these sewers, you could go. I think that'd be pretty disgusting, but pretty fun.
I want to go back to the Tower of London. I was talking to my mum about that the other day.
What, the bridge?
No, the Tower of
Oh,
London,
the tower.
the actual tower.
I've never been.
Oh, can we go?
I've been outside it.
Can we go when we can go?
Yeah.
I love it there. Because like you go into the actual tower where people were like held before they were going to be executed, and they've all like scratched things into the walls.
Wow.
So there's like, but some of them are like ridiculous. There's like full-on messages, like paragraphs that people like, because they've spent like days and days there. They've scratched their like last words into the walls.
Could you make it out? What you said?
Yeah. Some of them are really clear. Some of them are in like Latin.
That's a bit eerie, isn't it?
Yeah, I love it. That to me is like proper history. But I imagine scratching something into a wall on your like final day on Earth, and it's still being there now, hundreds of years later.
Yeah. I bet the guy did it at the time, didn't realise it's still there. Do you know what I mean?
No.
He probably just did that for the next person in that cell, or like if his wife or his friends saw it.
Yeah.
He probably didn't think that this is going to be like a public attraction in 200 years.
People will pay 20 quid to go and see it.
Yeah. I probably would have written something funny, or tried to be funny, or like really profound if I knew that was going to happen. Yeah, I've never done the Tower of London.
That's where they keep all the ravens as well.
What do you mean?
They have loads of ravens there.
Birds?
Yeah.
Why?
Because that's just where they live. It's their home.
That's
I'm going to look that up now as well, because there's a story behind the ravens. I can't remember what it is.
Yeah.
A group of at least 6 captive raisins. Raisins?
Raisins?
My brain!
I do like a raisin. Let's go to the Tower of London to get some raisins.
A group of at least... A group of at least 6 captive ravens are resident at the Tower of London. Their president... I don't know what's wrong with me. Their presence...
They're President Raven. We've had Raisin, Lick, President.
Their presence is traditionally believed to protect the crown and the tower. A superstition holds that if the Tower of London ravens are lost or fly away, the crown will fall and Britain with it.
Oh wow.
Important ravens.
Important raisins. I'm trying to think of what a group of ravens is called, because I went to the group of crows.
Which is murder, yeah.
You told me that one. My favourite one is owls.
Yeah.
A parliament of owls.
That's really good.
I think that's really fun.
Oh, you'll like this.
Ravens, what is it?
Apparently there's 3.
Okay.
An unkindness.
Of ravens. Amazing.
A treachery.
Even better.
I think you like this one. A conspiracy. A
Conspiracy of ravens. That is really cool.
Really good, right?
What other ones are there in the world?
A skulk of foxes is a good one.
Skulk.
A shadow of jaguars. That's a great one.
That sounds like a band.
A shadow of jaguars.
Hello everyone, we're the shadows of jaguars.
This was great. A pandemonium of parrots.
That's great.
A shrewdness of apes. They're pretty much the good ones.
Yeah, I wouldn't say shrewdness.
No.
I'd say gang. Gang of apes. This bit's better for me. That's shrewdness of apes.
Shrewdness, yeah.
A gang of apes. He's like that on the corner.
I really do wonder how long this is going to last for, because this just feels like life now.
Well, people are thinking about a month, aren't they? Originally, that was the idea, but then the theatres got pushed back even more. Because I think...
Well...
And the Premier League football got pushed back even more as well.
Performances of Les Mis have been pushed back until a week after I was supposed to go back. So I was supposed to go back on the 20th, but performances aren't happening now until the 26th of April.
Oh.
I feel so bad for Rachel because she just didn't have... I mean, I know she's going back in after I'm going back in, but she didn't have any time as Fontaine this time round.
Yeah.
She had, what, like 2-3 weeks?
Yeah.
Not even that.
There was like whispers the other day, that's not only whispers, but like say the theatres do open on the 26th, say that it works out and all the theatres in the UK go, right, we're open again now, 26th of April. We have, by then, we'll have 3 weeks left in our contracts for Back to the Future. Like, obviously it's harder to pull up a show, a regional show, and get it, get it running again.
Yeah.
However,
but it's possible.
It is possible. Like, you would think, as a producer, you've invested all that money, and for the show to run for a certain amount of time to make X amount back.
Yeah.
And then obviously coronavirus happens, and then if the theatres are open and you've got 3 weeks where you could potentially sell out for the full 3 weeks and make a lot of money back, or at least some money back, you would, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
And it's not like the actors are contracted to do anything else, because none of us could get any other work. None of us can.
There is no work.
There is no work. Like, it's not like I'm going to be like, oh, sorry, I can't do it now. I'm doing Coronavirus the musical. So that would be exciting if that happened.
Can you imagine if that's like the big musical to hit the stage next year? Someone writes Coronavirus the musical in this time, and all of a sudden it's like a smash hit next year. Pandemic the musical.
The musical. Yeah. Remember that?
Ollie used to do this thing in Adams, but that's the tune. What is it?
Corona the musical.
So he used to make
that's
something the
that's
musical.
A hook.
Yeah. My personal favourite was Builders the musical.
Builders the musical.
Because when we were in Manchester at the Lowry, there was like builders hats and builders like high-vis jackets on the wall as you came off from the stage. And there was a bit where he had to run off before me and he beat me to it. And he'd always be behind this little curtain with like a builder's hat and a jacket on, ready to do the next number of Builders the musical.
It was very good. There was some ballads in there, part songs.
He always did it in a Cockney accent as well.
Oh yeah. You know what I mean, mate?
I remember you doing builders building buildings.
Build. That's a great lyric. So I just itched my penis there. Sorry. It's an unedited, uncut version of our mornings. That sometimes happens.
I need to get some proper work done today.
I need to get some work done as well. I need to learn some songs for this self-tape that I have to do on Wednesday.
You got 2 self-tapes this week, haven't you?
2 self-tapes, yes. One on Friday, one on Wednesday. Thing is with self-tapes, the best thing to do, I think, personally, is literally do 1 or 2 takes. And don't really look back at them. If you feel good in front of the camera and go, oh, that felt really good, that'll be the take. Because I find if you then go, let me have a look, and go, oh, she should have done that, should have done this, you'll be there all day.
Yeah.
Because you're like, oh, and then you'll be like 30 takes in, you're like, it's just not right. I personally believe if you feel like it's a good take, just...
Yeah, I did a self-tape once for a musical, and I spent all day getting songs right, and I absolutely knackered my voice out. The next day I was like...
My last audition I went to, I had to self-tape before I went there, and I met the director in the audition, and he was like, I just want you to know that the reason like you're here today is that because your self-tape was so good. That was really good. He's basically saying that because a lot of actors don't believe that self-tapes actually work or get you anywhere. Because you send a self-tape and in your mind you might think they're not going to watch it.
Or you just don't hear back because you weren't going to hear back from the audition anyway, you know what I mean?
So it was very nice of him to say that. And I literally did that self-tape during the shows of Back to the Future. So we finished the show, first show, and then in between I got 2 of my mates in the cast to read, one to hold the camera and my iPad, and one to read the lines. And we did it in like a couple of takes. And the director said it was really good. I was like, yeah, give me the job, bitch.
Never get Oliver to read opposite you for a self-tape though, because he laughs.
Yeah, I find myself hysterical, so I'm worse.
I need to find that footage. I've got it somewhere of when we were in Manchester for some reason. I was self-taping for a show again, and Oliver had to say the line.
Hussy.
Yeah, something hussy.
Shut your mouth, hussy.
It was something like that, yeah.
And because I had to like sort of Southern American accents, so I was just making myself laugh. Shut your mouth, hussy.
The worst thing was though, is if you'd done it like that, you wouldn't have laughed, but because you were trying to be serious with it, you found it absolutely hysterical.
Yeah, it was hysterical. Thanks for popping by, everyone. It's been emotional, as always. Let's go and enjoy the sun from the window.
Yeah, from indoors.
On the outside, always looking in.